Hello there, world of tankers, and welcome to the channel. This is a big video that a lot of people need to watch, and it's mainly because of the fact of this tank, the Tier 9 Blitz Nation Heavy Tank, the Destiny. This vehicle is absolutely free for any player to get their hands on, but there's a catch. Not all that glitters is gold, and that is because of the fact the Destiny is only good when fully upgraded. We can see that there's a whole boatload of modules that you have to make your way in a zigzag pattern to unlock. Starting off with the base gun, you are looking at so many worse stats. I mean, look at this. The tank is going to be sitting alone at around 400 less DPM. The dispersion's worse. The aiming time sucks. The average damage is terribly low, and its penetration is awful. The stock engine makes you super slow at an average speed of 28 kilometers per hour. The stock turret has 200 less hit points. You have worse armor because you're losing that spaced protection all over, and with the worse tracks, your vehicle has much worse hull traverse speed. In general, driving this vehicle stock is going to be like going to the dentist and pulling your teeth out. Sure, you might be a new player and you have a brand new Tier 9 in your garage, but at the end of the day, it's not going to be a very enjoyable experience. It's cool to have a new Tier 9. It's cool to have a new tank. And when I was new to the game, I was like, yeah, I'm grinding up high tiers. But the problem is you have to remember that this vehicle needs to be equipped and upgraded properly before it is able to do well. Once you're able to equip it and you're a decent player, you can get some pretty solid results, like you can see mine here with 3,800 average damage, but that requires a lot of effort. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you tips and tricks on how you can fully customize your Destiny, the equipment, provisions, and consumables that I'm running on my tank, followed up with some gameplay so that you can get the best idea of how to maximize your capabilities with this vehicle on the battlefield. Let's start off with upgrading the tank. Instead of clicking on this New Horizons tab up here, click on the actual vehicle itself and go over to its upgrade tab. The reason why is because you can actually spend boxes here for a lot less than it costs you to go over to the other tab. I think in the New Horizons season tab, it's like 39,000 boxes to fully equip this vehicle. However, if you go to the upgrade page and you click on the last one, it's only 12,000 boxes. That is literally a fourth of the boxes that are required, and that's a lot easier to get your hands on. Now, right now, there's a current event going on in the game which anybody can complete, and this will give you already 1,000 boxes, giving you some capabilities to upgrade your tank. This alone is already very nice, and it's like 8% of the way there to fully upgrading this vehicle. And Wargaming gives you plenty of opportunities to get your hands on boxes. In fact, if we make our way over to the Season 6 page, they tell you all of the different ways that you can get boxes on this vehicle, and we can see right here, where can I find boxes? Boxes, or rather their quantity, are a key to blah blah blah, who cares. So let's see how you can get boxes as rewards of the regular and premium passes for operations. Yes, indeed, that is correct. If we make our way over to the battle pass right now, we can see that you can indeed get your hands on 1,000 boxes for free just by making it to stage 9. Now, as we can see, you're not going to be able to get any more boxes for free, but if you do ever plan on picking up the battle pass, you will get an additional 1,000 boxes right there, and there's more boxes. I'm not sure exactly on what stage, but there you go, another 1,000 boxes here. So in total, you can get 3,000 boxes plus the 4,000, or plus the 1,000 here. So 4,000 boxes, about what, 25% of the way to fully upgrading this tank just by having the battle pass, which is an incredibly inexpensive purchase and something that a lot of people already get if they want to save a lot of money. Now, if you're entirely free to play, there are still other ways to get more of these boxes. If we go back down here, we can see ratings battles. Yes, if you play ratings, you can get boxes for each game you play, depending on the rating score that you get. I'm not exactly sure how many boxes, but still, the fact that you get them is very, very nice, which is absolutely sick. We can also see that you get quests February 1st to 11th, February 12th to 22nd, February 25th to March 7th, and February 9th to 19th, and each one of these will give you 800 boxes. So if you add these together, that's around, what, 3,200? What, 8 times 2 is 16? So yeah, you have 3,200 boxes just in the quests alone that, once again, you can get all of these boxes for. And finally, we have tournaments. Take part in tournaments to earn up to 500 boxes a week. During the season, you can take part in regular 7 versus 7 tournaments, arena competition tournaments. You can also watch streams of the Seasons Mains tournament, and then you will get more rewards there. So in other words, there's a lot of different ways to get boxes, and any one of these can be done. If you want to get a lot of boxes, you can easily participate in tournaments. You can get 1,500 a month, 1,500 to 2,000 a month just by participating in the tournaments, which alone is very easy, and that means it would only take you about maybe 3 months to fully equip this vehicle if you're doing tournaments paired with ratings, and that's without even adding in all of the other ways of participating. Now, other ways you can get them is by completing clan missions, by participating in draws, and from bundles in the store. So let's say, for example, you are able to get your vehicle for free. You get what? Like 5,000 boxes just by completing the events that Wargaming has in the game that they're planning on giving you throughout the next couple, next couple of months, right? So if that's the case, then we can say that you'll probably get to about here, maybe here, which means you're only going to need maybe 6,000, 5,000 boxes to get the vehicle fully upgraded. At that point, this is when I would recommend to get the Battle Pass. I don't have the Battle Pass on this account yet, but getting the Battle Pass is usually a fairly inexpensive purchase. It's $8 on their store here, and I think it's like $6 on the website. This is going to give you immediately 1,300 boxes just when you get it, plus the boxes that you get on the stages. So that's, what, 4,300 boxes? So if you get just the Battle Pass and you pair it with the boxes you already have, and then you spend like $5 on gold, you can get your vehicle fully upgraded. So for about $10, you might be able to get the Destiny fully upgraded. What I would recommend to do is grind throughout the next month or 2 months. How long does this event last? 43 days. So grind for the next 43 days and see how far you can make your way to fully upgrading this vehicle. Don't play it until you get it upgraded, because you're going to be having a much more enjoyable experience once it is. And at the end of the day, if you don't get it upgraded, you can sell it for 1,500 gold, a free 1,500 gold. It's actually pretty nice, but yeah, there are plenty of ways to get this vehicle fully equipped and plenty of ways to mess around with it. Now, once you do have this vehicle equipped, I'm going to be showcasing the best consumables, provisions, ammo, and equipment to use this vehicle. Starting off, let's talk about your loadout when it comes to consumables. You're going to run a multi-purpose restoration. This is obviously mandatory. It acts as a repair kit, a fire kit if you get lit on fire, and a med kit if one of your drivers or one of those parts of your tank die. So that's mandatory. When it comes to the rest of your tank, we have reactive armor, and we also have tungsten rounds. Reactive armor is amazing. 27% of damage received gets bounced, or should I say reduced off your tank. So if you got shot for 1,000, you would really only take like 200, or it would take 270 off that. That's a lot. So that's kind of wild. We also have tungsten, which gives you 15% more damage per shot. So if you pair tungsten with reactive, that means you can literally have like a 40% damage boost over your opponent. Kind of wild. Not only that, but then we move over to provisions. Provisions is always easy. It's double food fuel. So we can see field rations and tinned food, and you're going to pair that with improved fuel. This is going to make your tank more mobile, and it's also going to allow your vehicle to have the highest level of crew efficiency. We have ammo. This is pretty basic. You want to load Hesh, and by the way, your standard does do a little bit more. Your standard HE, as we can see, does 660 at a max roll, where your Hesh does 575. So there are advantages to loading standard high explosive. And then finishing off, we have equipment. You're going to run calibrated shells. This is going to give you more standard and more premium pen. You're going to want to use enhanced gun lane drive for the better aiming time, and refined gun for the better base dispersion and smaller aiming circle. Defense system is absolutely mandatory. Trust me, ramming damage isn't going to mean squat when your ammo rack gets absolutely blown to Timbuktu. Improved assembly is important. While you might want extra armor, at the end of the day, I personally think the extra hit points is just the way to go. We're going to be running toolbox to give us 20% module repair speed. We're going to be using improved optics to give us that little bit more view range, engine accelerator to give us more mobility, and to finish off high-end consumables so that our tungsten and reactive last just that little bit longer. And I do have to be careful, because you don't want to waste your repair kit on something that's pretty basic. Let's say, for example, you are in a game and somebody tracks you, and you immediately use your repair kit to fix that track. Well, now you're out of a repair kit for like 70 seconds. If that happens, and then you get a damaged module or you get lit on fire, guess what? You don't have the ability to do anything about that. So because of this, you are going to be in a slightly cringe situation where you're kind of screwed. So do keep that in mind. It's something very, very important to talk about. But let's get into a game and see what the Destiny can do. All right, here we are. And as we can see, there are 2 Destinies against me, and there is 1 on my team. And I can make, without even looking, a pretty educated guess and say that my Destiny and the enemy Destinies are all going to be sitting at 2,000 health. You ready? Let's see. Where's... Oh, there it is. 2,000 health. Yes, this is a great example of a stock Destiny player. Don't be like that guy. Trust me, it's not good stock. I saw some major copium in my comment section the other day when I reviewed this vehicle, and there were people saying, it's not that bad stock. Yeah, it is. 1,700 DPM, 5.5 seconds of aiming time, terrible mobility. That's bad. I don't think you can name a tank with lower damage per minute in the tier. Yeah, please do not drive this vehicle stock. And if you do, play at your own risk, I guess, right? Well, we have a T-54 in the distance over here, and as much as I would love to shoot that 54 lightweight, I really don't have the opportunity to just yet, but we're going to aim in and boop, easy 440 damage shell. Now the weak spot of this vehicle is the turret cheeks. You can see where it's kind of angled underneath, so I don't want to give the lightweight the ability to see that, so instead we're just going to wait for our reload, and now we can move on up. Look at that, a stock Destiny. What a surprise. Well, we're going to head over here to the enemy T-54. Not able to hit that shell, but that is okay. 54 lightweight drives into the Contracaro, and we get a nice 456 damaging shell. The Contracaro does end up bouncing me with the first shell, bounces me with the second shell, and let's hope he shoots the third, because if he does, he's going to be sitting at literally, yep, like no damage per minute. So now I'm just going to move up. Contracaro's dead, and we got our reactive armor, which means that any shell we do receive would be a lot less damage. Now, it doesn't really matter because the 54 is going to die anyway. We can see that this has become a very easy game. This is the example of a stock Destiny here. Don't be like this guy, because as we can see, this guy's not doing too much special. We get a nice 527 damage, high explosive pen into his tank. Now we're going to get into a face hug so that he doesn't even know where to pen me. What are you going to do, huh? What are you going to do? Well, I'm going to back up, aiming right on your weak spot, and there you go. Get a nice 500 damage high explosive. Our teammates are going to clear that player, and just like that, there's only 2 vehicles left. Once again, another stock Destiny. It's so obvious to point out them, but they're everywhere. Like, these stock Destinies are everywhere, and you really don't want to be one, because it just makes you look like a bad player. Even if you aren't, like, just upgrade the tank, spend some time. You don't need to play it immediately. That's really my advice for you. We can see the IS-6 right over here. We're going to aim it on the rear, and we're not able to pen with a standard high explosive, but we can with our hash, and there you go. A nice 503 damage shot. Just like that, we are once again dealing 3,600 damage. This is a great tank. And when it is fully equipped and you're able to actually mess around with it and use its potential, you can have some great results. But you need to obviously upgrade it. You need to equip it. So hopefully this video comes as a bit of a guide. Hopefully this helps you out on your equipping journeys. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.